I want to encourage you to think, which might seem like an odd thing to say, but I've noticed most people don't really think. They're just very surface level thinkers. They don't really consider things. And those type of people, a lot of times they'll be called NPCs. NPC stands for non-playing character. It's somebody in a video game who has a pre-programmed response. So when something happens, they just automatically respond with what they're programmed to say. And a lot of people do this. It's like they've been programmed, and you say this and they respond with that. You say that, they respond with this. They just don't even think about it. It's just an automatic response, and they haven't actually thought it through. And I don't really understand why people are this way, but they clearly are. Thinking isn't hard or complicated. You don't have to have a super high IQ or anything to do it. It's really simple. Just ask questions. Ask how, who, what, where, why, when, and just consider things. And maybe do a little bit of research. Probably won't even take very much. And what you have to think about as Christians is a lot of the things that we do are tradition. Maybe they're traditions that have been around hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. And something else to be aware of is sometimes the preachers and teachers and everybody are sycophants. And what this is somebody that's just flattering you and telling you what you want to hear for self-serving purposes. Now, an example would be you're reading the Bible and you're reading the Ten Commandments, the fourth commandment's the Sabbath. So you might wonder, well, why? And that's what you should wonder. Why do we worship on Sunday instead of the Sabbath like God's commandments say? And so you may ask somebody, and they'll say, well, they changed it. Okay, so the obvious response is who? You don't stop asking questions, you keep asking questions. Well, who changed it? And then think to yourself, who has the authority to change God's law? Who's got the authority to do that? Well, the short answer is no one. And so ask who. And if nobody can answer you, then do a little bit of research and you'll find out it was a Roman emperor that was a sun worshiper. So yes, they worshiped on Sunday because they worshiped the sun. And you might have people tell you, oh, we don't do that anymore because we don't do the law anymore. Okay, why? Why don't we do the law anymore? And they might respond, well, Paul says the law brings death. And that's one of these NPC responses you'll get from people. And so what you need to do is go find that scripture. And don't just read simply the scripture itself, read the entire chapter. Maybe read the chapter before, maybe read the chapter after. But if you read it and consider the context and really think about what you're reading, it's clear that Paul's not talking about one law. He's talking about more than one law. And even on a surface level, think about it. If the law brings death, then we should not do the law or we'll die, correct? So we shouldn't follow the law when it says no murder, no adultery, no stealing. I mean, it takes 10 seconds to think this through and realize that that's nonsense. The idea that we shouldn't do the law because it brings us death, it doesn't make any sense at all. So just don't be an NPC. Don't just have these pre-programmed responses, and consider the things that you're told and think about them and ask questions.